Thank you. So, welcome everyone once again to today's session. I am Vaidishwaran Vedagiri, the Executive Director of Product Development for Top League Training and Business Consulting. Top League Training and Business Consulting was started in January 2020. And just 2 months into our company, the lockdown came in and the pandemic started. And Top League made sure that we adapted to the changing business scenario and kept ourselves successful. In January of 2021, we wanted to make sure that the training community also succeeds as a group. And with that, we started this initiative called Participes Tuientia, which means sharing of knowledge. We have an amazing set of trainers who are part of our community, and there has been knowledge sharing that has been happening on a daily basis on the platform. Further on, as the community developed, we decided to celebrate the trainers who are as part of the platform, and in April we launched the world's best trainer contest. We had nearly 160 participants participating in the competition, and the competition ran through 4 rounds until the 15th of August, where the prizes were given. And the second edition of the world's best trainer contest is bound to begin on the 2nd of October. So stay tuned to that and make sure that you also participate as part of the program. So let's come to today's session. I would it gives me great pleasure in introducing the speaker for today, the Managing Director of Top League Training and Business Consulting, Mr. Arun Subramanian. Mr. Arun is a success coach, a mentor, and a business leader. He is a multifaceted individual with over 2 decades as experience as CEO in various national and multinational companies. As a member of the senior management team at several leading companies, he has built and managed organizations in the face of severe and significant regulatory, technological, and industrial changes. These experiences have given him a ringside view of the shifting paradigms in the world of business and the strategies that needs to be employed to effectively address these changes. His mantra has always been think simple and think granular, and he has always believed that everything should be understood and taught in the simplest of languages and terms, and only then it can be internalized and adopted by everyone. So, once again, I would like to extend my warm welcome to Mr. Arun Subramanian to talk to us today on design thinking. Mr. Arun, the floor is yours.
Ever since we figured out fire, stone tools, language, and other great innovations of early humankind, change has been upon us. The rate of change today is much faster than it ever was before. Cultural theorist Paul Virilio refers to this rate of change as dromology. Dromology is derived from the great Greek word dromos, meaning to race. For in the speed at which change is taking place is as much about the dramatic shrinkage of space. The world has become a global village as it is to the shrinkage of time. We are all in a blazing hurry. Technology, transportation, communication, and other ways of being in the world are becoming increasingly fast and efficient. Traditions around which cultures, economies, politics have been organized are turned on their head. As a result, speed has become one of the greatest disruptive factors. Everything is being redefined, on a daily basis, be it career, social, education, or for that matter, life itself. Come 2020, add to this the effect of the pandemic, and you have a crazy scenario, which is extremely challenging. Friends, everyday life and work was always very challenging. It was filled with uncertain situations for which no resolution is immediately known. What route should we take to work to minimize the traffic congestion? How can we create additional revenue stream? How can we accelerate the collection of receivables? What will be the most effective and efficient method for marketing our new products to target group, etc., etc., etc. The uncertain situations are what we call in normal parlance, everyday parlance, as problems. In short, we are faced with numerous problems every day and every moment. And our success in life, in fact, the very quality of our life depends upon our ability to solve them. Yes, the quality of life depends upon how well we solve them. Since problems are so acute and so critical to the quality of life, let us first define what a problem is. The word problem has been derived from another Greek word, problema, means obstacles and refers to a question or issue that is uncertain and so must be examined and solved. So where did all this thing about solving problems begin? The first person to systematically and scientifically address this is Herbert A. Simon. Herbert A. Simon said that the problem solving is a complex process, and he came up with a historical model of problem solving which employs the means and ends concept. The generic theory of problem solving, which talks about first identifying the goal state where you want to go, the current state where you are, and deduce the process of moving from the current state to the goal state. Very simple. However, as time went, scientists realized that means and end analysis is unreliable and not often transparent. Learning to solve a problem requires practice of solving a problem more than knowing or learning how to solve a problem. They found that every problem has got 5 fundamental elements which are very important, the understanding of which are very important to solve a problem. Let us see what those 5 elements are. Let us briefly try to understand what these 5 elements are. Number 1, structure or structuredness. Most problems encountered in formal education are well-structured problems. They are very, they have well-defined parameters. While problems that occur in our everyday life and in our professional lives are highly ill-structured. It is important to note that when we are talking about structure, we are not talking about dichotomous elements, opposites. We are talking about a continuum. The next is context. In which context? What is the context in which the problem is embedded? That is very important. The same problem in different contexts could have different complexity. Complexity is an interaction between internal and external factors. Internal factors inherent to the problem itself. External is those factors which are working upon it, like the problem solver, his expertise, the time he has available to him, the mandate which has been given to him or which he has towards the end. All these, the interaction between these two is what is called a complexity. This automatically brings about another element along with it, dynamicity. Dynamicity may be thought as another dimension of the problem wherein the relationship among the variables change over time. What is applicable today might not be applicable tomorrow or might have changed. We have seen oftentimes that a problem today looks different than what it would have looked yesterday or what it might look as tomorrow. This is what is called the dynamicity of the problem. And finally, domain specificity, in which domain this problem is occurring. Based upon these interplay, problems were classified by the expert as 5 different types, basically. Number 1, the decision-making problem. This usually requires that the problem solver select one of the available solutions from a set of alternate solutions. Traditional conceptions of decision-making posit a set of alternate criteria that a decision maker works through in order to identify the optimal solution. That is why it is generally said that the more alternate solutions you have, better the decision making will be. One particular behavior which is very eulogized is brainstorming. Brainstorming helps you come up with multiple solutions, and from that you identify the one which you think is the most appropriate in the current context. That is decision-making type of problem. The second is troubleshooting. Troubleshooting is one of the most common forms of everyday problems that we face. Troubleshooting is normally associated with technical level, but it can be with others also. Where there is a problem, you are trying to find out what the reason is, the cause is. And once you identify the cause and correct it, the problem gets solved. You don't have to do anything much about it. That is troubleshooting. The third is diagnosis and solution problem. This is more like a combination of the first and the second. Here you have to first troubleshoot and find out what the problem is, what is causing the problem. And then you have to create multiple solutions and then marry the solution to the context and the diagnosis so that you come up with an end result. Doctors use it a lot. The type of problems that doctors handle is something like a diagnosis solution problem, where a person comes with a diseased condition. They have to first diagnose what the problem is. Then they will have to look into the various aspects of the patient, the physiological factors, then decide which type of treatment would be the best, and then administer it, and then keep on tracking it and keep changing so that the end point of well-being is achieved. This is the diagnosis solution type of problem. Fourth is the strategic performance problem. This is a very tricky problem. A strategic performance problem is tricky because the performance entails real-time, complex activity, and a number of tactical activities to meet a more complex and ill-structured strategy. This is something like a combat plane going up into the air and getting into a dogfight. The objective is to shoot down the enemy plane. The strategy is not very clear and he will have to make tactical moves on the fly. This is to take it into that realm. If you have to take it into the real, everyday life, this is a problem which salespeople often face. At the end of the month, they have a sales closing. On the 29th or 30th, they suddenly realize they are short of target. And now a strategic performance drive has to be given. It's a very ill-structured strategy. It's a real-time problem because you have got only 48 hours to close your sales. You have to reach your target. And then, you make tactical moves and complete your target. This is something salespeople are experts at because every month they do this. This is a strategic performance problem. Then we come to policy analysis problem. Most public problems that are described on the pages of newspapers, magazines are all policy analysis problems. How to ensure that the education policy at the national level is to be implemented. How to ensure that population problem is to be controlled. But there are all sorts of policy analysis problems out there. My dear friends, then we come to the father of all problems. There is a problem, the father of all problems, the one type which requires a special tool. If you can master this tool, Every other problem will look like child's play for you. This problem is, can you please mute? This problem, host called it a wicked problem. Another challenge in front of us is that wicked problems require both a collective and an individual resolution. While the masses will work towards addressing the collective solution, at the individual level, you will have to work at it for your own betterment. You guessed it right, my dear friends. I'm talking about a problem very similar to the one now we are facing, the pandemic. The effect of the pandemic is an ever-changing, crazy scenario, which is extremely challenging. The COVID pandemic has given rise to a set of problems that are interconnected and do not have a simple, straightforward solution. Just imagine if you should have a tool in your hand with which you can address the problems of the pandemic that is causing, that it is causing to you. What will you do with that tool for other problems? They will all look absolutely insignificant. A problem that is difficult and nearly impossible to solve and has no single solution are difficult to solve because of three main reasons. Number one, an incomplete and changing requirement, which are difficult to recognize. Every day the requirement is changing. Every day the requirement is changing. Second, involves a large number of people. The entire country, the entire world is involved. And finally, one problem is interconnected with other problems. Every problem is interconnected. There's absolutely, you just cannot untangle it that very easily. Let us understand the main characteristics of a wicked problem, because it directly impacts your livelihood, family welfare, the future of your loved ones, be it your wife, children, old parents, other family members, friends, your acquaintances. It involves everybody. And what are the characteristics? The first and foremost feature is there is no clear definition of the type of problem you are facing. You are facing problems on the education front. You are facing problems on the social front. You are facing problems on the financial front. You are facing problems on the health front. In fact, you are facing problem on everything, from mental health to physical well-being to everything you are facing. Future is uncertain. Past has become insignificant. And there is this no stopping rule. You really do not know when you have found the solution to this problem. A no stopping rule determines that a solution, and a stopping rule determines that a solution has been found. And this does not come under that, because there is no stopping rule. You really do not know. You think the wave has subsided, it suddenly rears its head up. There are no right or wrong solutions. There are only better or worse situations. Whatever solution you apply, there are no right or wrong. You can only say the situation has become slightly better, or you can say the situation has become slightly worse. There is no way to test and evaluate the solution you apply on it. There's absolutely no way you can test and evaluate. You just have to wait. Wait for it to strike again. There is no one-shot operation. You have to keep on iterating, step by step by step by step. You have to keep on doing it. Today you apply a solution, a result comes, you use that result as the beginning point of the next problem, apply the next solution. Wait for the end. As soon as that solution comes, you use that as the beginning point of the next problem and continue with it. Consequences of action are indeterminate. You just cannot predict the consequences. Whatever you do, you cannot be sure that this is what will happen. There can always be more than one explanation for everything that is happening. You just cannot say, this is what I did. The causal theory has totally collapsed. The cause-effect theory has collapsed. At one time, we all thought vaccination would be the panacea for all evils. Today, they say whether vaccination or not, You continue your social distancing, washing hands, because you never know. Even people who have been vaccinated are getting affected. Suddenly an new strain comes, it says it bypasses all vaccination and it is attacking. So there is always more than one explanation. Whoever you ask, whichever expert you ask, he is giving you a different explanation. Symptoms of another problem. Every problem turns out to be a symptom of a different problem. There is no definite symptom for any problem. You can say this is the symptom, this is the problem. They are all essentially unique. Each problem is unique. Just imagine. For all these years, since the time of Bloom's taxonomy, we have all been studying explicit learning. Today, the fallacies, the deficiencies of explicit learning has been driven home so hard. All along, people were talking about output. Companies were demanding, officers were demanding work discipline, come at 9, go at 5:30. Today, suddenly, work from home has become the norm. Man was considered to be a social animal. He could not live without others. Today, suddenly, he feels more safe, more comfortable, alone, away from everyone. Earlier, relationships were standing because of the distance between people. Today, people are cooped within the same house for months on end, and they are learning to adjust with each other and live happily. Everything is changing. It's essentially a unique world which is being created. And finally, there is no opportunity to learn by trial and error. You try, you fail, you're finished. So how do you solve this problem? How do you solve this problem? It's a very, very tricky question. Hasso-Platter Institute of Design at Stanford says in such cases, we should first develop craft clarity. Means formulate a point of view of the problem. Frame it in a way to inspire others and to fuel, ideas, ideation. Unless you have a definite point of view, a good point of view, it is not going to work. Each one is going to have a say in it. So you should have a point of view. That brings us to the next one. Even if you have a point of view, people being so down and out, what do? Communicate in such a catchy way that people understand what requires to be done and they don't reject it. Ethnography plays a very big role here because it creates a beginner's mindset and helps you explore the perspectives of different stakeholders and bring new angles to the problem. Ethnography is both covert and overt. How you observe a situation, how you understand it, how you look at all the stakeholders and their reaction, and come to the conclusion as to what are the main factors. That is, seek needs, not truth. Beyond a good quality of life is a truth. There are two types of truth, personal truth and universal truth. But here, what we require is not truths, but needs. What is the immediate need of the hour? Talking about truths, painting a broad canvas will not help. Fill in the essential colors in that corner of the canvas which is being addressed. Seek the needs and not the truth. Look into what is immediately needed and address it. This is where the question of iteration comes. You iterate at every step. You address one particular need. And then go on to merge that need with the insight which has been got by your ethnographic, tallying of the ethnography of the people. When you observe your customers, the people, the stakeholders, you understand the inherent needs and then see the insights which are available from the situation, then merge the needs with those insights. For instance, the immediate need. Giving a good quality of life is a truth. The immediate need is to keep that person alive. So how do you do that? How do you ensure that his life is safeguarded? Then we will address at the next step how the quality of life can be improved. And once you have merged the needs with the insights, collaborate with all the stakeholders and solve the problem. I'll give you a simple example. When all these things happened, the design thinking team of Top League Training and Business Consulting sat down and decided that we should also contribute to whatever we can. We realized that the explicit form of teaching and training is not going to be working moving forward. So we came out with a program called Diploma the Master Trainer, the first batch of which is going on now. A first batch of 50 people is going on now. It is to drive learning in the implicit way, where people don't meet each other over the platform. We help them to learn by themselves, by hands-on application and practice. This was our answer to one simple problem of how to learn, how to train, how to acquire skill sets. Now, before we proceed further, it is very easy to say that identify the problem. But first, let us see what is the basic problem with the definition itself. How does Oxford Dictionary define a problem? Oxford Dictionary defines a problem as a matter or situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with to overcome. Dealt with and overcome. True, but there is something missing here. Can any one of you tell me what it is that is missing in this definition? Please unmute and tell me. This is the definition which is there in the dictionary. What it is which is missing?
No mention of time. By what time?
Okay. Anyone else?
It is saying dealt, not solved.
Okay. Anyone else would like to try?
They have to first identify the problem to arrive to deal with it, isn't it?
Who is that?
Rama Iyer.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Excuse me.
Yes.
It may be not given us what exactly the point, what problem we have to solve.
Let us see. Oxford Dictionary defines a problem as a matter or situation. You can check up Oxford Dictionary. This is taken from that. A matter or situation regarded as unwelcome or harmful and needing to be dealt with and overcome. But there is something missing in this. To understand there's something, let us see what Henry Ford has to say. Henry Ford beautifully explained it in his famous statement. The inventor of the automobile, Henry Ford, famously said, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. He knew that the unwelcome matter at hand was that the horses were too slow. But this wasn't really the problem that needed solving. There was a deeper need that his customer couldn't articulate. Ford's customer thought they needed a faster version of what they already had. But Ford understood their deeper purpose to get from one place to another faster. That was their need. This distinction helped him to avoid simply engineering a faster horse and instead open the doors to create something that had never existed before, automobiles, and thereby changed totally the way the world lived and commuted. Framing a design problem, this is called a design problem, a design challenge, is the first step in human-centered design process. This is what design thinking all about. It prioritizes the user and the purpose they desire to accomplish. This is the reason why design thinking as a problem-solving tool is so very powerful. For example, a design problem statement may sound something like this. Students and professionals need to be educated and trained for a bright and capable future. This is the problem. These people have a deep-rooted desire to know they are not alone, and a new product might help them accomplish the purpose of learning in the present and securing their future. By framing the problem with a statement narrow enough to bring focus, yet broad enough for creativity, the product design team of TTBC came up with Diploma Master Trainer. To get back to design thinking, let me explain shortly what is meant by point of view. That was the first point we saw in how to find a solution for design thinking. What is a point of view? This is one of the most important concepts of design thinking. Let me explain it to you with an incident. Instead of going in for pattern, definition, let me explain it to you with something which happened a long time back. In 1968, Apollo 8 became the first spacecraft to circumnavigate the moon. The crew had a photographic mission. They were on a mission to photograph the surface of the moon. As the astronauts rounded the dark side of the moon, they came face to face with the Earth. Earth became visible. A brilliant blue and white marble. Earth was remarkable not only for its serene beauty from this perspective, but also for its apparent fragility. Why apparent fragility? The only life-sustaining planet in our solar system was dwarfed by the vast emptiness of space. Look at the photograph. You see here a photograph taken by the crew of Apollo 8. This photograph became world famous by the name of Earthrise. The astronauts of Apollo 8 had unwittingly and inadvertently sparked off a spontaneous reframing of the environmental problems which was threatening our Earth. It gave a totally different perspective to the policymakers, that we were not a vast planet which we think we are standing on it. We are not, but rather we are a very small, very finite lifeboat in an infinite universe. This changing perspective helped change the modern environment movement, inspiring the creation of World Earth Day in 1970. Asking the right question is what creating the problem statement all about. There are 4 questions which you need to ask. Only then you will be able to identify the right point of view, the right problem statement. First, who is experiencing the problem? In other words, who is your target user? Who will be the focus of your problem statement? This is very important. For instance, in the COVID pandemic, who is experiencing the problem? The population of this world is experiencing the problem. So all actions have to be first directed towards, all solutions have been directed towards that person. Number 2, what is the problem? Based on the observations you made, what are the problems and the pain points that frequently come up? Number 3, where does it present itself? Where is it presenting itself? What is happening? What is the context? What is the geography where it is presenting itself? And finally, why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why is it important that this problem be solved? What value would the solution bring to the user? That is very, 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 very important. Once these 4 questions are answered, your point of view becomes very clear, and it can be summed up in one single sentence with 3 phrases. Einstein had rightly said, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I would spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and only 5 minutes thinking about the solution. Because if you have been able to identify the correct problem, it will tell you what requires to be done. Because it will identify for you 3 factors. Number 1, the user. It will identify for you who is the person who is affected by it. Number 2, what is his immediate need as viewed through the problem? And number 3, what are the insights which are available through the problem? And you can fill up this sentence very easily. User needs a way to solve so and so because this is what will happen. Now, let us understand the same thing through a small, case study. Dealing with medication can often be a bigger pain than the ailment itself. Standing in long lines at pharmacies, keeping up with the expiry dates of the medicines, making sure that you take this medicine with food, and that one on an empty stomach, one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening at the right time. All these things are a big, big, big problem. So how do you solve it? Would anyone try to guess? Any guesses, please?
By staying healthy.
Oh.
Prevention.
That takes the cake. You're absolutely right.
Prevention is better than cure, they say.
Yes, absolutely. Prevention is better than cure. But having fallen sick, how do you solve it? There was this company called PillPack. They came up with an excellent idea. They tied up with the doctors and the hospitals, told them to send the prescription to them. They will ensure that the prescriptions are served to the patient in packets which clearly mention what time, in what way the medicine has to be taken, and when the refill will be required. Everything they will take care. They will maintain the inventory, they will maintain the supply and see to it that it is supplied to them on the door. Today, it is one of the largest companies in the world, a logistic company, PillPack. It was a revolutionary idea. Unfortunately, in India, we have a lot of online pharmacies, but none of them are willing to take it to this extent. You telephone, you give your order, they come and give it to you. They ask you to upload the prescription. Having asked you to upload the prescription, they could have taken that one extra step and done it like this. You can see here, everything is packed in such a way that 8 a.m. Saturday, everything is mentioned. It is all packed in such a way, and exactly one day before your medication will be over, the next pack will reach you exactly with these details. This has facilitated the use of medicine. This has enhanced, recovery rates. This has created less stress for the patients, and it has ensured that the doctors are able to monitor the result of that treatment properly. Because one of the biggest reasons why treatment failure occurs is non-compliance to dosage schedule. This is one of the main reasons. This addresses both. The non-compliance issue also it addresses convenience issue also. This is an outright result of design thinking by one of the leading design thinking consultants of the world, IDEO. Here is an opportunity for you to master the design thinking process. And what will it do if you master the design thinking process? In addition to enhancing the quality of your life and ensuring that you can handle all your problems on a day-to-day basis very effectively, it will also help you to get ahead of your competitors in your business if you are a businessman. If you are a businessman, understanding the design thinking process will help you get ahead of your competitors in business. And if you are a working professional, it will help you get ahead of your colleagues in your office and build a good career for yourself. Design thinking is the ultimate problem-solving tool which is available today. And this is a certification master workshop on design thinking. Find a solution to your problems with design thinking. The program dates are 25th September, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., 26th September, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. That is Sunday. That is Saturday, Sunday, 2 weeks, Saturday evening, 7 to 10, Sunday morning, 10 to 1. On 25th, 26th, 2nd, and 3rd. Total 12 hours of program. The contents of the master class are understanding design thinking beyond the definition, design thinking mindset, how to generate it, how do you integrate thinking and action plan, mindset and action plan integration, how the brain behaves and functions. Understanding this will help you to internalize design thinking, adaptive opportunism and design thinking, ethnography in design thinking, visualization and the implementation strategies, elements of design brief and design audit. The first step, the discovery phase. Let us see what all we will be learning in the discovery phase. In the discovery phase, you will be learning how to question the driver in design thinking. Design thinking is driven by questions. Persona, benefits of persona, sample persona, importance of persona. What is a persona? Persona is a sample of the customer base, the customer catchment, which you will address. So how do you create that one persona who will represent your entire catchment, and how will you drive it? What is an empathy map? How do you empathize with your customer and understand what his real needs are? I told you now, needs and not truths are essential, because you have to address the need of the customer. Your customer journey map, where are his pain points? If you don't understand his journey map, you will not be able to understand the pain points. Customer experience pyramid, how do you scale the experience pyramid? You have the customer at a pain point, you just take him, you just cannot take him and put him in heaven number 7. You'll have to go phase by phase. You'll have to keep on scaling it. How do you scale him through the experience pyramid? What is the context map? How do you identify the context in which the problem is happening? And finally, what are the opportunities available to you in the current context which you need to address? That brings us to the second phase, the define phase, ideation and concept, methodologies, pitfall, structure, implementation for successful ideation. One of the biggest problems people have is in ideation. How to solve a problem, how to get the correct ideas to solve the problem. Stimulus and assumption in the call to action, roll out the ideation process. How do you do that? How do you bring about a call to action, and how do you roll out the ideation process? Concept development, design criteria, and the napkin pitch. The third phase, the create, hypothesis testing, and rapid prototyping. First, you discover the problem. Second, you define the problem. Now the solution. Create the hypothesis. What is the possible solution? You hypothesize that solution and then create a rapid prototype, test it for its validity, and then roll it out. Important aspects of prototype, storytelling for prototype testing. The fourth phase of the evaluate phase, where you have created, now you evaluate, and finally, along with the customer, co-create it. All these things, in this 12-hour master workshop, you will be hands-on practicing these things in slices, so that at the end of the stage, you will understand what the design thinking process is all about, how you can use design thinking to become better in your life. Limited seats only. The course fee is 7,500 inclusive of GST. You can register now with 500 and pay the rest on 22nd of September. What will you get? You will get 3 months of free consultation. Having completed the course, I will be available to you for 3 months to sharpen your skills and learn it. Group learning, you will be learning as a group, and that is the best way of learning. Because when you collaborate with people and learn, hands-on learning is always better. You get a template for effective implementation. I will be giving you a template for all these so that you will be able to go through the template and implement the design thinking process in a much better manner. The video recording of the entire training will be provided to you so that you can revisit it. This video recording will be available for 3 years. You can revisit the video recording and learn from it at any point of time. A certificate will be given announcing that you have done the design thinking course in detail. What are the advantages of it? Number one, it will signal to the world that you are a design thinker. Second thing is, if you are an employee, this is there in your personal file. The moment you show it to your interviewers, they will start asking you on design thinking, and you will be able to direct the interviews totally in a direction where you will be the master. That will show them that you are the candidate for the job. My dear friends, 13.2 crore people have lost their jobs, and there is serious competition in the marketplace. This is a wonderful opportunity to strengthen your profile. This is a wonderful opportunity to master a skill set which will be invaluable to your employers. This is a wonderful opportunity to become a go-to person in your organization. And finally, you'll be networking with like-minded people. Don't miss this opportunity. Click on the Pay You Raise a Pay link and register immediately. Mr. Durga Prasad, Mr. Vaidisharan, can you put the registration link in the chat box, please?
Yes, I have posted the link on the chat box.
Register with 500 rupees and you can pay the balance 7,000 by 22nd. The course begins on 25th and 26th, 25th, 26th, 2nd and 3rd of October. Thank you, friends. I'm open for questions. Any questions?
Mr. Arun,
Yes.
a person like me, how can I cope up both the courses simultaneously?
Why?
I'm basically a very, what do you call, I'm into a business, and I hardly find time. Then on top of that, I'm basically a lazy guy.
No, that is what is your priority, laziness or learning? The choice is yours.
Learning is there, but with
See,
some
there is
sort
no,
of time.
see, Mr. Shyam,
Yeah.
that is, I am not going to be convincing you about anything. This is a course, a design thinking course for people who are interested in getting ahead in their life. The choice is totally yours. I'm not going to be convincing you. You have to take a call. All good things have a price tag attached to it. In this case, the price
No,
tag
it's
is
not the
not
question of price.
7,000.
Price
No,
tag
it's
is
not-
not the
that's what I'm
criteria.
telling. Let me complete the sentence. The price tag is not 7,500. The price tag is your commitment to learning something. If you are interested, join. If not, leave it. It's
How
as
do we-
simple
how
as
do we
that.
cope up?
Sir,
Registered,
Hello.
sir.
Yes.
hello, sir. I am Shekhar from Ranchi.
Yes, Mr. Shekhar, tell me.
Sir, I just wanted to ask that after completing this course, maybe it's of 3 months or whatsoever, I'm in sales and marketing, right? So
Excellent.
do I have an opportunity in any pharma company who are into giving these kind, apart from product training, if they are into developing their team and they need a trainer for that? So will I be able to get an opportunity in the training part? after
Mr.
completing
Suma
this
Rao
course?
has registered. Thank you, Ms. Suma Rao. Yes. You see, Mr. What did you say your name is?
Shekhar Prasad Ranchi.
Mr. Shekhar, for
Right.
training, for becoming a trainer, Mr. Atul Vij has registered. See, for becoming a trainer, you will have to do the Diploma Master Trainer course, which is starting on 10th of December. We will inform you. You please give us your number. We will inform you. Design thinking is to enhance your ability as a problem solver in life. In any problem you can solve. Any problem under the sun you can solve with design thinking.
Mhm.
You have a career problem, you can solve it with design thinking. You have a relationship problem, you can solve it with design thinking. Mr. Anand Padmanabhan has registered. Thank you, Mr. Anand. You see, you can solve any sort of a problem with design thinking. There is nothing which cannot be solved with design thinking.
Okay.
So are you interested in becoming a design thinker? That is the question. See, you can also become a trainer. For becoming a trainer, to train in the implicit way, there is a course called the Diploma de Master Trainer. That is a 5-month course.
Mhm.
The current batch is going on. The next batch is from 10th of December. If you can leave your address, your WhatsApp number, we will inform you.
I'll send it to you on my your WhatsApp group. Will it be okay, or in the chat box I have to do that?
You can put it in chat box and then you can send it there also. There is absolutely no issue. Whichever way you want, you can do it.
Fine, fine. I'd like to have details of that course, that 5-month course.
I will definitely tell you. Don't worry.
Sure, sure. Don't have to.
Hi, sir.
Yes, yes, boss.
Sir, how are you, sir?
Srinivas, I'm fine.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. How are you? Happy
I'm
Vinayaka
doing good.
Chaturthi to you.
Thank you, sir. Wish you the same.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Tell me, boss.
sir, actually, sir, 25th and 26th, and then 2nd and 3rd, right?
Yes, 25th evening 7 to 10. 26th is Sunday morning 11 to 1. Then 2nd is Saturday 7 to 10 in the night. And 3rd is Sunday 11 to 1.
Okay, fine. Actually, I was a bit worried on the timings because, that week, 25th week is entirely into training of my sales team.
Okay.
So now it got addressed. I'll register myself.
You are registering. Very good. Welcome.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else? Any other questions? You see, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. If you were to do in the Hasso-Plattner D school, it is going to cost you over 7 lakhs. That's what it is going to cost you. If there's any other questions, I would be very happy to take it. If there is no question, yes.
By the way, namaskaram.
Namaskaram. Ramakrishnan sir, namaskaram. Solungo. Unga voice unique.
I was also a listener of this program.
Oh, thank
It
you.
went off very well.
Let me
God bless.
introduce you
Thank
all to Mr. Ramakrishnan, who is a Padma Shri.
Wow.
God.
Yes, Mr. Ramakrishnan, can you come on the video? I would like people to have a glimpse of you.
I am lying down.
Yeah, I know. Yes, Mr. Ramakrishnan, tell me.
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, sir.
Namaskaram, tell me, sir.
I am Ramakrishnan. We are from Amar Seva Sangam Aikudi near Kuttalam Falls in Tenkasi district, Tamil Nadu. We are doing service for the physically and mentally challenged children and youth. In this area, we are extending our program through Tamil Nadu, our ED intervention program shortly. Government of Tamil Nadu is helping us. You are all of you are most welcome to visit our institution. It's a 40 years old institution.
Wow.
I was an engineering student. I went for naval officer selection while doing obstacles. I fell down and broke my neck, total paralysis below neck for the past 47 years. Paper that it. And our secretary is Mr. Shankar Raman. He is a chartered accountant. He is also a wheelchair user. So, and my wife is running another institution by name Sri Subramania Charitable Trust. It is for is a coaching center for the school going children in this village, and she is planning for a sports complex shortly. So all of you are most welcome, sir. Thank you very much. Arun Subramaniam is a good friend of ours, and we are very proud that we are having association with Arun sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let me tell you all, 47 years back, Mr. Ramakrishnan went for a selection board and, fell down during the obstacle course and broke his neck and became paralyzed from neck down. Anyone else would have given up on life, but he did not. He used that opportunity to decide to work for the masses. And for 40 years, he has started Amar Seva Sangam with nothing in his pocket. And slowly he has built it into a 600-acre, a housing cum education facility for challenged people, differently abled people. He's a Padma Shri Award winner and a person the entire country is proud of. A person with a never say die attitude. Really, I'm telling you that I'm very proud and very happy, very blessed to be associated with him. Because when we talk about solving problems, it is people like Mr. Ramakrishnan, who tell us any problem can be solved in this world. All that you require is commitment to it. One small headache we have, we start screaming. We are not willing to give up a small, benefit of ours. We are not willing to step 1 inch out of our comfort zone. And here is Mr. Ramakrishnan, who lost his entire, body ability 47 years back. And he has been serving the society in such a big way. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. I'm blessed that you are here.
Thanks to all. Thanks to Arun Subramanian for nice introduction.
Thank you, sir.
God bless us.
Thank you. Mr. Anil Goswami has registered. Mr. Alabo Srinivas has registered. Any other questions? If there is, please let me know. If anyone wants to know anything more, you can put your WhatsApp number in the chat box. Our people will get in touch with you. Okay? Should we disconnect now, Mr. Vaidishwaran?
Yes, so if there are no more
So you can give 5 minutes more. Let people take.
Who is it?
Anil Goswami, give 5 minutes more, sir.
Sure. Vijay
Sure.
sir, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. My birthday on 7th. Thank you. God bless. Thank you. So I am really blessed to join both the courses.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I am really, though I am very slow, but I will pick up slowly. I am very slow. So,
Arun sir, good afternoon.
Yeah, who is it?
Anand Padmanabhan.
Yes, Mr. Anand. Yes, very nice having you on the course after a long time.
Yes, sir. I've been traveling and doing a lot of volunteering all over.
Yes, I saw. You're very busy with your other the training company, na?
Not training, sir. I'm doing consulting for Leather Sector Skill Council. I handle marketing communications. Plus, I also volunteer for Dakshina Foundation wherever they can.
Dakshina Foundation.
Yeah, so that keeps me engaged. In fact, on 2nd and 3rd October, I have a volunteering session there. So I'm wondering how to manage time in between to attend the session. I'll find a way out. Since the
second is evening 7 to 10. Third
Yes,
is morning 11 to 1.
Our programs go on till night 9 o'clock. So I'll find a way out.
Thank you.
So that is it. What I want to ask, sir, is that last time you had a course on design thinking and innovative practices.
That was combined program for creativity, innovation, and design.
Correct. Yeah. That also I missed because of the event. So is that program coming up anytime soon, sir? The next
I'm planning to see. That is a very long program of nearly 15 days. That is why I am breaking it up into pieces.
Okay, sir.
15 days under these circumstances, people are finding it very difficult to commit to the dates at a stretch. It is going into 2 months. So I thought, that I will split it into creativity separately, innovation separately, and design thinking separately.
I'm sure, sir. So next legs when it comes, I think I should be able to join.
I will definitely keep you informed.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful attending all your sessions.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
our group leads, they are, I'm Anil this side.
Yes, yes, sir.
Our group leads, they are collaborating very well, helping us. Suma and Atul.
Thank you.
Both of them.
Very good.
And of course, a strong supporter, Monji and Durgaji. 24 hours they are there. Whenever you ask something, within 1 minute they reply.
Mr. Bhavesh Upadhyay has registered.
I am one of the senior most. For the audience, I am plus 70 now. still, I have energy for learning, you know.
Anilji, I am telling you,
yes,
learning will keep you alive, because as long as you are keeping on learning and there is a mental stimulus, disease will not touch you.
Yes,
it will not touch you.
Yes, I am becoming more energetic, more and more learning.
Yes, the more you learn, the more the mind becomes active. You see, why is it that in the earlier days, people used to live so long? Why is it the so-called Rishi Munis used to live so long? Because they always kept their, mind highly stimulated in a very good direction. No chance for negative thoughts.
Yes.
You see, when does fear come, Anilji? When you face a problem, when does fear come? When you don't know what to do with the problem, isn't it?
Yes, 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 yes.
But if you have tools to handle the problem, you will be more interested in applying those tools. You will not be worried about what will happen. I mean, what will happen will happen. At least let us try and do something about it.
Correct.
People are very busy complaining. They don't want to take action. That is the problem with them.
I think this mind occupancy has direct impact on your body also. So
totally, psycho-cybernetics. That's
yes,
what is the science of psycho-cybernetics. If your mind is activated, stimulated, charged, and elated, you are always very happy. Right. Problems will be there. The only person who does not have a problem, you know who he is?
Nobody has. Nobody is
there. There are people who don't have any problem.
Yes.
They are 6 feet under the earth.
Sleeping in the cemetery.
They are in the cemetery.
Who is sleeping in the cemetery?
The graveyard.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely.
We definitely don't want that.
Yes.
See, as long as we are alive, we should be happy, charged, energetic. Keep learning new things. Keep applying them to our life and keep becoming better. That is the secret of a happy life.
May I request
there is, yes.
A link to WhatsApp, please, so that it will be easier to make payment.
I'm putting right away, sir.
Please. I'm Brooklyn Vijay. Yeah.
Okay,
just hold on. There are 2 links. One is for US, one is for India. You click on India link. I also was clicking on US link, not getting it earlier. So there are 2 links.
You don't put the US link, DP. Just put the India pay you and Razor link.
Yes.
Okay.
It is clearly written Indian rupees and for payment in US dollars. There are 2 links for India.
You know, Anilji, there is this joke. I don't know how much it was a joke and how much is the truth in it. I don't know.
Sir.
There was this Chinese multi-billionaire. He was quite old, but he had a young wife. He died. His young wife, incidentally, was in love with his driver, who was also a young boy. They got married. And the young boy was interviewed. He jokingly said that Mr. Jigesh Patel has registered. He jokingly said that, I did not know all the while I was driving this billionaire that he was not working for himself. He was working for me.
Working for me, yes. Correct. Correct.
You see, people are so busy trying to save their money that they forget to enjoy life.
Yes, that is right.
They forget to learn. They are more, see, I'm telling you, One of the biggest problems, I told you, see, this COVID has done some very good things. It has brought to sharp focus the difference between value and price. People all along knew the price of everything, but they never learned to value what they had. Today, it has become necessary for you to understand the value of everything. Price is irrelevant. You don't know where the hell you're going to catch COVID. Life has become totally uncertain. At least live happily as long as you are alive. See, this is something which COVID has, put its finger in our eyes and shown. Do you realize one very funny thing, Anilji? You take out the data about the people who have died from COVID pandemic.
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Thousands have died, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Most of them have died in the hospital on life support system.
Yes.
Do you mean to tell me the poor had the opportunity to provide all those to them? So who died? The poor who cannot afford anything, or those who can afford and who have been hoarding all the money? There is a report from the Reserve Bank of India which says there has been a decrease in 12% on the savings of the country's populace. Now tell me, who is saving all the money? The poor? Who don't get 2 square meals in a day? So why is the COVID not attacking them? Why? How is it that their immunity is so strong? One of the biggest reasons I'm telling you is their mind is so stimulated from the requirement to live life on a day-to-day basis that they are very strong. It is only those of us, who are so relaxed in the comfort of our house, planning all sorts of things, looking into a comfort zone, planning, what people plan more? They plan how to stay within their comfort zone and not come out of it. That's what people normally plan. All the excuses we give in this world is nothing but how to stay within our comfort zone. You take out an excuse and see, look at it very carefully. What is it? You will realize that this is an excuse to stay in our comfort zone, nothing else. I am 65. I still do courses provided by MIT and Stanford. I still do courses. Why? Because I want to be happy. That is the reason I do it. People may ask, will you ever get the opportunity to implement all those? I have retired 5 years, 6 years back. Where will I get the opportunity? But doesn't matter. I might not get the opportunity, but it gives me a satisfaction that I know something. My mind is stimulated. And what more joy can I get? Tell me, Anilji, am I right or wrong?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If I get joy, if I am happy, why the hell should I care for anything else?
Absolutely.
Tomorrow I drop dead. How will it make any difference to me if I have got 20 lakhs in my bank account or 2 crores in my bank account? All that will be required is one white dhoti in which my body will be wrapped, a few hundred rupees for a certificate from the crematorium, and a few tears from my near and dear ones. That's all. Nothing else is going to be required. So why bother? Let me spend the money, learn, enjoy myself, and live a happy life.
This is what, 5 regrets of life that Brownie, paramilitary nurse in Australia, wrote a book, you also referred that thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what is the regret in life? the money, what is left when I am going, I should have earned less or spend it
Yes.
on some useful activities.
Correct. Spend it in a way where you can get value for it.
Yes.
See, I respect Aziz Premji a lot because he has given everything that he has earned. He has earned in crores, billions he has earned, but he has also given it away to a good cause.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay, friends, should we break for the day? Because I think most of you have got
Yes.
evening programs also.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all those who have registered.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, sir.